Welcome to this edition of the Wonderbury podcast.
I'm Brian,
I'm Dave.
and you can find us online at wonderbury.com.
I am D Wonderly on Twitter.
And I'm Brian Keysbury, literally anywhere the internet can be found.
You can leave us a comment on our website.
Yes.
Check for the link in the description.
Or on our subreddit.
Our subreddit, our website, our Facebook page, literally anywhere where you can type out email. Literally anywhere you can want to be able to conversate with us, you pretty much can, except I'm not giving you my cell phone number, so sorry.
I will if you message me.
So, how you doing, Brian?
I'm some kind of sick or something? I don't know. So, I'm going to apologize ahead of time if I, sneeze or blow my nose in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
It happens.
Sounds good.
I am excited.
Yeah.
We're 10 days. Well, by the time you guys hear this, it'll be 7 days. Wait. What's today? Friday?
Today is well, yeah, it's technically by the time we're recording this, it's actually technically Saturday morning, really early. But yes, we'll go with Friday.
So it's about a week away from the new Star Trek because I can't add days apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm a little concerned over a PR move that they just pulled. The blackout of. So they've allowed the screenings, right, for the pilot, but they've blacked out any review, commentary, anything from anyone who's seen the previews or seen any of it so far. So normally when that happens in Hollywood for movies, for television shows or whatever, it means they're not real happy with it, and they don't want negative reviews to tank out the inaugural episode. Or it could mean that they're just really excited about it, and they're trying to hype up CBS All Access as much as possible. So they're forcing people to buy into it, if you will.
That could be.
Either way it goes,
I hope it's good.
I'm excited for it. I'm signing up for CBS All Access this week. I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to.
I did.
Yeah.
I did about a month ago, and I've played with it some. So we'll have to.
So
once you
here's
play
my
with
question
it, we'll
for
check
you.
it out.
Did you get the no commercials or the limited commercials run?
I got the limited commercials.
How are what's the commercials like for limited?
So there's a Microsoft Surface commercial with a teacher that raps, and he's talking about how awesome he can be with his Surface. I don't know if there's other commercials. I've seen that one about 500,000 times.
Yeah, I was a little concerned with I didn't know if they were going to be like Hulu limited commercials or if it was going to be like how that was going to end up being. What?
I don't know if it's because the show. I was watching Under the Dome, a Stephen King adaptation. It's sponsored by Microsoft. So they use a Surface, they use Windows phones in the show, and then you have to watch ads for Surface tablets. And that was just irritating.
So they're not as annoying as regular television commercials, but they're still annoying in their own right.
Yes.
So it's, if I remember correctly, it's $5.99 a month for limited commercials and $9.99 a month for no commercials.
Yes.
If you sign up with the limited commercials, you get 7-day free trial. If you sign up with the no commercials, you get a 48-hour free trial.
Huh?
from what I remember seeing, because I was going to do it today, and then today at work was just completely asininely insane. It was, although it did give me my current favorite quote of like the month or whatever. And if you follow me on Twitter, you have already read the quote. But it goes as follows. Wait, you mean I have to pay for bar service? Why would I have to pay someone to make money? So, guess whose wedding reception's not having bar service tomorrow?
Nice.
He's going to have 300 people who he promised lots and lots of Hennessy to not have any alcohol whatsoever. Good on you, bro. You are a much braver man than I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the naysaying aside, I'm really looking forward to Star Trek.
Me too.
And Stargate is coming out with a new series as well.
Oh, what?
They're going to be doing an Origins-ish series on their streaming service. I don't remember which one it is. I'll have the link in the description of this thing. But they're going to be doing smaller mini episodes. So they'll be like 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long or whatever. And it's going to be kind of a mini Origins backstories to the Stargate world.
Neat.
Yeah, I'm actually somewhat intrigued of that. And I don't believe that their streaming service that they're on, I want to say it begins with an M. And like I said, I can find it real quick. But it's not going to be a monthly streaming. It's kind of like a one-time fee, and then you have access to it forever.
Huh. That's interesting.
So it's a kind of an interesting model that way. Yeah, let's see. Oh, MGM's new digital platform. So it'll be on the MGM. It's called Stargate Origins. Each episode of Origins will run 10 minutes in length, with the first season of 10 episodes available exclusively on a new website called Stargate Command. According to MGM's announcement, Command will be the official designation for all things Stargate, including a, quote, variety of Stargate assets and content from the franchise's nearly 25-year history.
That's cool. I think the best subscription plan I've seen yet has been PBS.
Yeah.
And with them, you make a donation to your local station. I think it was like you could subscribe to a monthly donation or like pay a yearly amount. I think it had a total $60.
Yeah.
But then you still also got the gift, like your donation reward on top of that. But then you also get
nice, like
you get access to their streaming service. That was pretty cool.
Stargate Command, if you join prior to September 30th, you receive a limited edition Stargate Origins t-shirt. You can stream the Ultimate Stargate library, including SG-1, Atlantis, Universe, and all 3 movies. You'll get Origins before everyone else. You get a behind-the-scenes access to Origins from the writer's room to production premiere. And you receive an authenticated members-only digital edition of the Stargate Origins pilot script. You pay once for an all-access pass, and it's a $20 one-time fee. So for a $20 fee, you get everything Stargate. Period.
Wow, that's
and
pretty
that
rad.
Is StargateCommand.co. You know, it doesn't quite reach my level of fandom as Star Trek, but I am one of the biggest fans of the whole Stargate universe. Just SG-1, Atlantis, even Stargate universe. But it's a phenomenal show.
Huh.
So
I remember catching a few episodes of, I think, SG-1, but I never really got too far into it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've probably watched SG-1 through and through, Atlantis through and through 4 or 5 times each.
Okay.
Really, really good show. Real fun characters.
Huh.
So that's kind of that model that they have, $20 one-time fee, and you get all of that.
That's
pretty
rad.
cool.
That's pretty rad.
I can do something with that.
I mean, that's
so.
Like, even for somebody like me that might be interested in watching it, like, that's worth it. Like, I probably...
Yeah, especially since it's very difficult right now, unless you're illegally streaming it, to find Stargate stuff at the moment. It's not on Hulu, it's not on Netflix, and I don't believe it's on Prime. It might be on Prime, but that's one that I haven't checked yet. But it's Prime's kind of hit and miss on some of that stuff.
Prime is such an awful video service. Although the new Tick show is pretty decent.
It's half awful, half decent.
Yeah, some of the content's good.
They've got really great content. They have a really bad way of finding and discovering what that content is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's gotten any better. I haven't checked in a while, but it used to be that until you actually clicked on something, like you did a search, until you actually clicked on something, it wouldn't tell you if it was Prime available or not.
They've added a little banner in the corner.
All right.
But I use it on my TV, and it's awful. Like, the TV experience is awful. I have to click, like, 20 things just to start an episode.
Yeah.
And it always recommends me what I just watched. It's like, oh, you just got done watching Cars? You know what you would love? Cars. You should watch that again. I'm like, well, I have only watched it 30 times.
Could.
Yeah.
So I actually had a question.
Okay.
From someone. They wanted to know.
I do not wear underwear.
They wanted to know what we use for audio and video equipment, and our pre-production, our post-production. What do we use in kind of the creation of this? So I thought that might be a kind of a fun little thing to go through, what goes into making of a podcast for us.
We both use an old Sony Walkman. We splice it together with scissors and actual Scotch tape. Yeah.
Well, we start everything off with Trello.
Yeah.
Trello is a Kanban card style board, I guess you would put it, for keeping track of things. And so we have ideas that we come up with for an episode stuff. Then we have a section that we put in for writing. It's
a project management app. Collaborative.
Yeah, it's kind of a project management thing. It's multi-platform. It goes from web to devices to whatever. We create these cards. We put in the points that we want to talk about in the cards, and we kind of go from there. And that's our pre-production stuff. Most of what we say and what you hear, all of what you see and what you hear in this is completely off the top of our heads. And, we might have bullet points, but beyond the bullet points, we really don't have any script that we follow other than the intro, which we kind of memorize and mess up every once in a while and kind of change it up a bit here and there.
And I just kind of say whatever most of the time.
That's the only scripted part of this show, is that intro, and that's just more of a script from we used to read it and then we kind of memorized it, and now it's just second nature.
Yeah.
On how to respond most of the time, which is why I tend to mess things up, because it's second nature.
That's all right. I can flow off of it, so I'm good.
So what do you use to record your video, Brian?
Open broadcasting software. OBS for short. Broadcasting or broadcaster? I don't know. I can't read it from here. I took my contacts out. OBS. And it handles video and audio input pretty well. It does my chroma for the video. So my actual green screen's a bit wrinkly and it's got a bit of shadowy to it, so it smooths that out real nice.
Yeah.
And I use a Blue Microphones Bluebird.
I used to do that when I had my webcam.
Yeah.
Last week I switched to a different system, and I'm kind of perfecting it right now, where I have an old 1+1 phone.
Yeah.
That I have mounted up on a monopod with a tiny tripod at the bottom of it in front of me.
Yep.
And I record directly to that device, which then I'll import in my computer when we're done into Adobe Premiere. And then the audio I run off of Adobe Audition.
Nice.
I went from free software and open source stuff kind of hacked and skaggled together to I ended up chopping out the money every month for the full Creative Suite. And so I've kind of switched to an all Adobe kind of run lately. So I'll pull that in, I'll chroma out the green screen behind me to a solid green, which is easier for you to handle, and I'll do that in After Effects.
Yep.
Change my coloring a little bit, combine my audios together, delete the audio off the phone, and bada bing, bada boom. I have a setup.
So what's your microphone?
I have a little cheap, what is this? A Samson bullet mic. It was when I bought it 3 years ago or so. It was like $150 microphone. And then I had a pop filter on it, and then the wife knitted this little koozie thing that kind of sits over the edge, and it acts as an actually really, really good pop filter.
Nice.
Good enough that I'm a little surprised of it. But it's a USB microphone that plugs directly into my computer that way.
Yeah.
I'm in the process right now of saving for some actual decent audio gear. But for what I have right now and for what I got started with, this isn't a bad system.
Get that focus right and that spark.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing. I've got the big brother. I've got like I think third brother up of the Spark. And there's still one or two bigger ones than what I have, but I have the Bluebird by Blue Microphones. And that plugs into a Blue Icicle preamp, and then that's USB to the computer. Just a cheap Logitech webcam.
Yeah, before this I had a Microsoft 1080 webcam or whatever. I still have it, but
nice.
This works better because if we ever decide to upscale to 4K, I've got the option. It's in a nice little mount rig that you can hold on to, but I can also mount a light on top of it.
Cool.
So I have a light directly mounted on top of it, and then I've got 4 lights around to illuminate the screen behind me, or the wall.
I've got a lot of lights. Well, not really. I have three big old light rig things. Scored a sweet deal on Amazon and got like actual studio lighting.
Yeah, I'm waiting for some good deals. I think I'm gonna end up doing that here before too long.
Yeah.
I have a very small space that I record in, so it kind of gets cramped in here a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like
your space couldn't handle my stuff.
It's like 7 foot by 9 foot, maybe 7 foot by 8 foot, 7 foot by 9 foot. So I really don't have a whole lot of room. As a matter of fact, the fact that I have this camera set up where you can see nothing but green behind me is amazing, because if I go 1 inch that direction, you hit the other wall. And if I go 1 inch that direction, you see my monitors. So when you look at it on this side, throughout here at the edges is barely missing lights and a monitor and my desk. So I have literally just the perfect amount of space for the camera to fit right where it's at. If I go backwards, further away from me any further, and you end up catching in too much stuff on the side. So it's kind of placed in a perfect place. I've got tape on the floor to designate this is where this needs to be, and yeah, it's kind of funny.
So
it's a very, very, very cramped space.
Should we talk about the ridiculousness of what we had set up at the Masonic Temple?
Yeah, let's do that, because that was a really cool, different setup for us.
Yeah. So we had your 360 camera.
Yep.
My webcam.
Yep. Your laptop.
My laptop. I brought my 16-channel interface, a Tascam US 2000. We had 4 microphones.
You, me.
I had 2 on me, because I'm boss like that.
Yeah, because you had the lav too, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So you had the lav, and I had one, you had one, and then we had one kind of in the background to get kind of some of that background noise out.
Yeah, we each had actually a Samson CO2 drum overhead mics. They're a little bit shotgunny, so I figured those would work pretty good, and we had them just kind of set off to the side and pointed directly at us. And then like straight out and stuck into a couch, which didn't help at all with all the hum from the lights.
No, it didn't.
Had an AKG C5 with a gold-plated diaphragm. That mic is so freaking sweet. Yeah, and then my lavalier mic.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a fun setup. We just kind of moved some of the couches around a little bit, got us in position. We used the only lighting that we had for that entire setup was just the overhead, insanely loud, insanely power inefficient.
I'm so disappointed because the room sounded so cool, and I could tell it was going to sound amazing on the recording. And I started editing, and once I edited out all of the hum from the freaking lights, there was no room left. Like, it was just, I had to kill so many frequencies. There was just nothing left of the room. So
they're 4, I think they're 8 foot or 10 foot long fluorescent with the old school giant black. It's just you kick them on and you just hear it's pretty loud.
Yeah. And
we had to shut off all the rest of them in the room except right above us to try to kill some of that noise, because just the one on was a heck of a lot quieter than it was when we had them all on. So
no, we should have done though was had all of the other lights on except for the one over us.
Yeah, except it would have been too dark because of how the ceiling is recessed.
Dang.
Yep, they're set up in this. They're recessed up there, so you get light almost straight down in squares. Next time you come up and we done the recording over there, we'll bring her and build up a light rig of some sort. We'll definitely do lights.
I'll bring my light rig. I got a bag for it.
Well, but we'll definitely do actual lighting, and then you can really be able to hear the acoustics of the room, which would be kind of cool.
It was amazing. It was so good. Like, you were walking me around in the dark, and I could tell I could hear things in the room. Like, just from walking around, I could hear stuff. And I remember we walked into the theater. We walked in, and it was pitch dark. And I could just hear the room. Oh, yeah, because
I had to walk all the way back to turn the lights on.
Yeah. What'd I do? Did I say room, or did I clap? I think I said room.
I think you said room, and then you just started giggling.
Yeah, and I went, holy shit, we're in a theater, aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, literally words out of my mouth, and you were just like, yep. So I could just...
Yeah, that was...
You could just hear everything, and it was... To the theater, the sound in the theater was immaculate. Immaculate.
Yeah, the acoustics in that place are just phenomenal. And you really start to hear it when they fire up the old pipe organ as well. That thing just fills that place with music. There is somewhere on YouTube, and I can link that down too in the description. I gotta start remembering what all I'm linking. But yeah, I'm horrible. I'll link this in the description, and then I'll completely forget. So I apologize for that in the past. But on YouTube, there is a video of someone playing an organ. I don't think the audio is as good as it could be, but at least you can see and kind of hear the organ being played.
Yeah. Man.
You know what I might end up doing one of these days here real soon is I'll take my phone in there and I will do a recorded tour and I'll put it up for Wonderbury so people can kind of see what we're talking about.
Cool. Or I
think that would be kind of cool.
Use your 360 camera.
Yeah, I'm going to do a 360 tour. I'm going to do, because my 360 camera is rated for Street View.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to figure out what exactly I have to do to get Street View into the building.
Cool.
So I'll do Street View into the lobby, into the ballroom. You go off to the staircase on the left, and it'll take you up to the second floor. You go to the elevator on the right, and it'll take you to the 5th floor.
Nice.
So you can see all that in a Street View walkthrough, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that'd be rad.
Yeah, I think that'd be all right. But
so then I do all of my I handle the post editing of the episodes, and I do it all in Kakos Reaper, which is mainly audio editing and secondarily a video editor, and it handles everything pretty nice. It is extremely powerful as an audio editor. Extremely.
Yeah. Which is why I do post to my stuff where I combine the audio and the video, and then I actually take out the green screen behind me and I replace it with an image green screen. That way, because After Effects handles shadows, deviations in the color and the lighting against my green screen, and all that a lot better than Reaper does.
Yeah.
And so that's why we have, yes, you do the finalization for the post, but I do some cleanup on my side.
Yep.
Color correction as well as the chroma stuff. Even though I'm replacing a green screen with a green screen, it's one that doesn't have those shadows that that Reaper can relax with and not have to completely freak out for every little thing.
It struggles with video a lot of times anyways, but
yeah,
it does pretty decent. I'm surprised at what all the features it does have for not being a full supported video editor.
Yeah.
Just the fact that it can do a decent chroma anyways blows my mind.
Well, not just decent chroma, but you can also take two videos and you can split us apart like we are so that we're each in one, even though we're both centralized in our own videos.
Yeah.
You're able to combine them, center them out that way, and as long as I don't move around too much, you're good.
Add images and
yep.
Like if you watch our Minecraft videos, I do those in Reaper. I did a news show.
You do the post stuff in that for the Minecraft as well.
Yeah.
In a show that we've got kind of in the works and that we're boiling over, I will probably end up doing a lot of the edits for that.
Yeah, because I have a feeling that's going to get a little more intense.
Yeah, and I think I can set up some pretty good templates for editing on that in Premiere and just kind of fill it that way.
Nice.
So, yeah, we kind of were all over the place in our editors and stuff. I've gone from DaVinci Resolve, which was an amazing editor, don't get me wrong. It was very, very good, but Resolve did not have any of the 360 stuff that Premiere did. And so I ended up shooting for Premiere mostly for the 360 and then realized it's really, really good at what it does. And so I wanted After Effects as well. And then because I got those, and I was like, well, I've already paying for 2 of these. I might as well pay for the whole suite so I can get everything. And I've just, it's Adobe. What can you say?
Yep. It's good
but
stuff.
I think that about does it for this week, Brian.
Okay.
So next week, we will probably talk about this Apple event that happened with new iPhones. 3 of them this time. With features that remind me suspiciously of 2012 Android.
Okay.
With a twist. Because it's not exactly the same. There is a bit of a twist to it, so...
Because it's new. Because it's Apple.
Well, also because it does a depth camera and it can tell the difference between an actual face and a picture that the cameras didn't used to be able to do, and
supposedly.
I don't know. Just
I
hope
you're
not wearing a ski
so
mask or you're cold or whatever when you try to unlock your phone, because you won't be able to do it. It's the problems, the non-security problems that I had with Face Unlock and Android aren't going anywhere with it on Apple. And they're doing away with Touch ID to replace it with Face ID. So, but we'll go more in depth next week on that one.
All right.
Until then, see you guys
later.